Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP chart analysts are predicting some very high price targets, and if they're right, well, let me just say, you're in for a very wild ride. Get ready for a very wild ride. And I'm going to share with you perspective, commentary, analysis from 10 different XRP chart analysts in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam, as XRP is hanging out at $2.79, showing notable strength compared to other top 100 coins. It's frankly, the last few months, really ever since the election, this has been the story, which is what you should have expected if you were paying attention throughout 2024. I was highlighting how historically, once it gets going, it goes, and it has tremendous strength, and it's had its first major notable move to the upside. It is not done. We have not hit peak euphoria in the crypto markets, but when that comes, that's when XRP will truly melt faces. Now, I do think it's incredibly impressive how it's performed to this point, and it's within the confines of what I would have expected for the market cycle, but it's going to get way more wacky. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 5:40 a.m. Central Time, Saturday, February 15th, 2025. XRP, again, $2.79. Bitcoin at $97,608. So some more ranging. But, okay, so fine. XRP's quote-unquote ranging for the last 24 hours, but got up to $2.83, 24-hour low of $2.68. But, man, look at this 7-day chart. I mean, we had a 7-day low of what? Somewhere around $2.32. Yeah, I'd say it's moving. And it's definitely showing much greater sides of life than the other top coins, including Bitcoin here. Just expect XRP to substantially outperform other top coins this market cycle. Unquestionably the case in my mind. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto, and I think that this is something that was it's kind of like a little pep talk here. I don't think people in the XRP community really need this, but he wasn't communicating it specifically to them. I'm just noting it's nice that our community probably doesn't need this, but it's still true. And so I just want you to know, even if you're like me and you're floating on a cloud and happy as can be with how your portfolio looks, especially if you're heavy, you got heavy bags like me as it pertains to XRP. Other people out there are emotionally distraught. They went heavy in the meme coin gambling casino. Those things are, by and large, not doing so hot. It always makes sense to, in my mind, to focus on utility coins that have shown some staying power anyway. But setting that aside, just to let you know, outside of our community, people are not nearly as happy. And so Credible Crypto wrote the following. This cycle has done a real good job of absolutely draining the resolve of many before what is arguably the most aggressive multi-year cycle finale we have seen in 7 years. And so, folks, to be clear, he's saying here, he expects this to be bigger than what happened, the bull run in 2021. And then he says, you're not the only one who is feeling it. Believe me, I am pretty patient guy. I'm a pretty patient guy, but even I am getting impatient here. Rang it in. You worked your ass off to get this far. Don't give up or lose focus at the finish line. Focus for a few more months, and let's bring it home, fam. And so he's yet another analyst that does think that it's likely we're going to be seeing the peak of this cycle in very short order. Probably within the next handful of months. And if history is to rhyme with itself, somewhere around there could be correct. And who knows, some of the analysts, and I don't think most analysts necessarily believe this, but some do think that you're going to see the market peak actually later this year. Maybe they're right. I'm less confident that they're going to be proven to be correct here, but God forbid we have to wait till the end of the year. Oh no, twist my arm. Okay. It's not going to be the end of the world, but it's probably going to be much sooner than that. So we'll find out together here. I was a little surprised to hear him say that he's feeling a little impatient here. I got to tell you, been here over 7 years. I've never felt impatient. In fact, when I jumped in, I had this idea. It's like, oh yeah, this is going to be a long-term thing, probably over a decade. And so if I get out before that, awesome. And when I say get out, I just mean sell, ideally, most if not all of my crypto. And, because I'm so financially enticed, and then buy back in once we hit a bear market. It doesn't mean I'm done with crypto. Absolutely not. There's so much opportunity. once I'm able to sell the highs, or close to them anyway, as I have no false vision of thinking I'm going to hit the top. Like, that's not realistic. No one's going to do that. But after that, absolutely, I'm going to do this all over again. Buy a ton of XRP again. And other coins, of course. Here's a post from chart analyst Mustache. He says, hashtag altcoins, and this is a market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart. He says, is the alt season finally around the corner? Up only starts from here or never. Weekly bearish divergence for Bitcoin dominance confirmed. 2-year rising channel looks like it's starting to fall. These are two very powerful signals. It always happens when you least expect it. And so he's been beating this drum for a long time. And when Bitcoin dominance drops, that is the time you see alt season take off. And he is very consistent that he believes this is, roughly speaking, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, like right in this range, this is the moment where you should expect to see some notable moves and further indications that this is indeed the case. Here's a post from chart analyst Ali Martinez. If you're interested in Confluence, and you should be, this is worth being aware of, even if you don't hold Ethereum. I reported the other day just a boatload of Ethereum whales purchasing as sentiment for Ethereum is in the gutter, and like massive quantities of whales. And this is important if you are in crypto to be aware of, because Ethereum kicks off the altcoin coin party. Like it historically anyway, that's what happens. Ethereum takes off and alts go with it, right? So looking for Confluence, and would love to see that history rhyme with itself yet again. And so here he wrote, more than 900,000 Ethereum have been withdrawn from exchanges in the past 10 days, signaling increased accumulation and reduced sell pressure. That's right, folks. There is less Ethereum to sell. When people take their cryptocurrency, in this case Ethereum, when they take it off exchanges, that's because they don't intend to sell immediately. This is one metric that you can look at to figure out, what's this environment look like? This is a good sign. It's happening at the same time that Ethereum whales have been purchasing. Now let's talk about XRP for the rest of the video. Oh, I've got some stuff for you. You're going to like these price targets. And if you don't, then you probably have some Looney Tunes wacky price expectations that's like 4 figures for the cycle, which is not happening, folks. Ain't happening. You're also not going to see 3 figures this cycle. And if I eat my words because I'm wrong, so be it. I feel so strongly that's not going to happen, though. I feel very comfortable stating you're not going to see 3 digits this market cycle. But I do acknowledge that 3-digit XRP $100 plus, it's absolutely possible. That is safely in the confines of reality. Just this market cycle, not a snowball's chance in hell. But here's a post from Crypto Insight UK, XRP USD chart. He said, XRP daily close above our first major high on December 2nd. Good news. Yeah, so December 2nd, that's the day that we hit a local high of $2.90. And we closed lower than that, but he's noting that this is actually above that. So showing some strength. Happy to see that. But check out this. I just love to see this. Because I've been saying for years and years and years now that when we got to this market cycle, that XRP, when it's all said and done, XRP will have proven to be a far superior investment compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we're seeing that play out now. But it's going to get way worse for the naysayers. So here's an XRP ETH chart. And he said, XRP ETH touched its highest level since December 2020 this morning. And so love to see that. That's absolutely fantastic. Although I do think ETH is going to take off. I think history's going to rhyme with itself. It's going to hit a new high this cycle. I don't know how high it's going to go, but I don't make price predictions for coins. That's just not my shtick. I don't do it. But way higher. And I think that XRP is going to be jockeying for that number 2 position. So I want to see that battle. I want to see ETH go way higher in price. And I want to see XRP battle for that number 2 spot in market cap. And don't be surprised if XRP does take that number 2 spot back this cycle. There's historic precedent for that. I will not be surprised to see that. Here's an XRP, or he's talking here about XRP dominance. He says, similar to XRP dominance, I'm thinking we see something like this versus ETH. People aren't prepared for it. So for those of you not looking at the screen, just know that he's pointing. He drew some lines broadly of what he thinks it might unfold here. Way higher, way, way, way higher. That's all you need to know. Here's a post from chart analyst Dom. It said, XRP is up 483% against Ethereum since the election. And again, not surprised to see it. Once XRP goes, if you don't have it, I mean, it's just eating the lunch of everybody else. That's just what happens. You should have expected this. Here's another post from Dom. He says, XRP spot order book update. And this is just from last night. He says, a Binance wall at $2.90, Coinbase walls at $2.85 to $2.90. This is the largest cluster of sell walls we've reached so far on this move. Reaction around here is important and will show how hungry these bulls really are. And so these are levels to watch. And so you can figure out where notable resistance levels are based on how many people have sell orders, how many people are trying to unload their XRP at various levels. He's saying this is one to watch. So if we break through that, you might see due to the thin air up there, as they say, much higher price very quickly if we can get through that. Haven't yet. Well, I mean, not in a little bit anyway. Obviously, we hit a new all-time high January 16th this year, but we'll get back up there. Here's another post, and this one's from Charting Guy. And he said, it's XRP BTC chart. He says, XRP BTC slowly moving up through middle resistance zone. Over this level, we get to price discovery at the 4126 area, which would be like $4 XRP. That is our final key level before 8120, roughly $8 per XRP. I believe that level will determine if XRP hits $8 in spring or fall. And so I have covered his perspective in the past. He expects XRP to just substantially outperform the market, very obviously. And he's not saying that XRP would stop at $8, just to be clear. But as far as whether or not this is going to be spring or fall, he's leaning towards spring. And I've shared posts in recent weeks from him indicating he thinks more likely than not XRP does peak within the next couple months or so. But he laid out a scenario where perhaps it could happen in the fall. He's just less confident it would happen in the fall. Either way, he firmly believes that, yeah, we're going to be hitting that. Here's another post from Charting Guy. XRP dominance, exact same thoughts as XRP BTC in my last post. And you can see he's talking about XRP dominance, which is currently at a little shy of 5%. He's seeing it get up to 12 to 20%. That means XRP being worth 12 to 20% of the entire crypto market. Now, its all-time high was over 30%, but do not expect it to hit that. I do not believe that's remotely probable. I won't literally say impossible. I do not remotely think it's reasonable to say there's a high probability for that, because the market's way bigger. There's way more stuff to put your money into. But the great news is, if the crypto pie is bigger, even if it only hits like 15%, my God, XRP will be worth a fortune. Can you imagine 15% of a market that's worth like $10 trillion? Because what if it does hit that? Some analysts do think we're going to be hitting close to $10 trillion in market cap this cycle. Not the craziest thing. I mean, last cycle we peaked at a little over $3 trillion. We've already exceeded that. So to think that we'd like double, maybe triple from here, not exactly the craziest thing. So then if XRP gets 12 to 20% of that, yeah, that's going to be wild. That's going to be life-changing for a lot of people listening right now. Here's a post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto, confident as ever. He says, XRP bouncing off, $4 should be the next level. So he's talking in the short term here. He thinks this could happen this month, $4 XRP. And I keep seeing this from analysts. It's still very difficult to find analysts that don't believe XRP ultimately goes way up. Here's the latest from chart analyst Crypto Tony. He shared this with his 504,000 followers on X. XRP USD update. Plan looks to be doing well. I remain long and strong. And so he's just highlighting he still does believe, as he's been stating a lot in recent days, yeah, XRP in the short term, it's going to be going above $4. That's what he's indicating on this chart here. Now, and he thinks that we're going to be hitting at least $10 this market cycle. He's publicly stated that. Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender. It is excellent seeing the XRP at $2.77 on February 14th. After eliminating the $2.90 plus levels, XRP is expected to proceed to our critical Fibonacci level of $5.85. Relative Strength Index had the golden cross, which is bullish. Short-term targets, $2.90, $5.85, and $8.03. And then he notes a couple supports as low as $2.33. But I keep seeing this because it makes sense. There's historic precedent for this. So you can take the technical analysis approach if you're a chart guy and map that out. And I keep highlighting that because I'd love to share tons of opinions on this channel. But even if you're just talking about historic precedent, what do coins that the market believes are worth being towards the top in terms of market cap, like how do they perform? And even just looking at that should give you confidence. Yeah, XRP, if history is to rhyme with itself anyway, yeah, you're talking about some serious movements way higher than the price of XRP right now. Here's a post from chart analyst Cantonese Cat. And he says, XRP monthly, it's probably going there this cycle. And he just has a little arrow pointed to the 1.272 fib, which would be $8.29. So I don't recall if he thinks that's where it peaks. If so, okay, respect that. I just can't help but wonder here if we're going to look back and be like, that was definitely too conservative. And I don't know. I'm not so bold as to make a claim since I'm not a chart guy, but I just know what these markets can do looking at the types of things that have happened in the past. And if things do get hotter than what many analysts are expecting, if way more money flows in, even if it starts at Bitcoin, my God, when they sell and take profit, you know those profits are going to be rotating through the entire space into Ethereum and XRP and down the list. And that will be fuel to the fire. That will be absolutely huge if that happens. If it gets way bigger. So like imagine, well, most analysts I follow, depends on who you're talking about, but most analysts think that Bitcoin peaking close to $150,000 is pretty damn reasonable. Some think a little lower, some think a little higher. But if it actually does go to the higher end of what some analysts think is plausible, like say $250,000, my God. If Bitcoin goes that high, I don't know how XRP couldn't get closer to like the $30 mark. And I've talked about this in previous channels, so I don't want to belabor the point, but that there would be so much money sloshing through the space if you get to those wacky numbers or $300,000 Bitcoin. Now, that's not my base case, mind you. I'm not saying that I think that's the most likely thing to occur, but even I will at least acknowledge, okay, if the market gets that overheated, fine. And it would be rather short-lived, though, because whatever the peak for XRP will be this market cycle, the tippy top of it, it's not going to live there long. It's going to be very short-lived. And that's another reason it's just stupid to try and sell the top. Like, just don't trick yourself. You're not going to sell the top. It shouldn't even be a goal. The goal should be, in my mind anyway, you guys do whatever the hell you want, but just like you dollar cost average into you accumulate a position, you just sell along the way up. You just have less time to do it because plenty of time in bear markets to accumulate, but when you're talking about when the market gets hot, I mean, it could be a matter of weeks, and then that's it for the final burst up anyway. And so if that's the case, if that's what's happening, yeah, you just sell along the way, and you don't worry that the price is higher, after you sell it because you can't know where the top is. And then eventually you're going to sell it, and then you'll see, even if it goes higher, peaks hit maybe, and then it goes back down. Then you'll look back and be like, okay, so I got broad exposure to the market at various price points, both when I bought and when I sold. And then you're an adult about it, and you'd be like, okay, that's good. I made a lot of money. And you don't worry about not being able to sell the top because that's not remotely reasonable. You cannot do it. You will not do that. And, thinking like that, that's a type of greedy thought that's going to prevent you from actually making money and prevent you from selling when you have meaningful wealth, like unrealized profits in front of you. So just don't fall victim to it. But frankly, even if it did just go to $8.29, like I personally would be thrilled, but everybody's got different hopes and dreams for the price of XRP. Here's a post from chart analyst Greg Crypto. XRP, the bounce off is real. $15 to $17. Whew, wouldn't mind that. It says the bullish pennant formation remains intact. Conservative target. Measure the pole leg from the lower end of the pennant. This brings us to $15. Normal measured move. Measure the pole leg from the top of the pennant, targeting $17. It says caution, do not celebrate until we close above $3.40. Nothing is confirmed until we have a breakout with solid confirmation. The yellow line has been our support so far, and the price is respecting it. This line is crucial in our analysis. If we break the yellow line, it could signal a very bearish trend, as it has previously acted as support. Okay, so the bearish scenario, obviously not as likely to play out here, but $15 to $17, I am willing to bet that would make so many people listening right now absolutely rich. And congratulations to all of you if this happens, because you're paying attention. You're such a tiny percentage of the world that even knows that XRP exists. Kudos to you, seriously. And then to have the conviction to follow through with stuff, with what you believe in. If this goes the way we think and hope it will, and because mind you, like we're risking stuff here, like we don't know. We don't know if this is going to end well for us. I just have strong conviction it will. You deserve everything that you're getting in. And I think that this is finally the time. The stars do seem to have aligned in so many different ways. Here's a post from chart analyst Steph Crypto. He says, XRP will teleport to $30 plus. You're not bullish enough. And look, he could be right if the market gets hot enough, like I was saying a couple minutes ago. It's not my base case, but there are lots of analysts saying that this is what they think is most probable. And okay, maybe I eat my words. I'm like, okay, I was wrong in thinking it wasn't the most probable or whatever. But here we go. And so you can see where he's circling where we are right now, 2025. And he's saying similar price action, this part of the chart, 2017. Not done. Definitely not done. I can at least agree with that part. There's this post from February 12th from chart analyst Javon Marks. He said, higher, XRP. And he was noting that he believed that XRP was showing a hidden bullish divergence. And shortly after that, we did see XRP starting to pop up. So maybe he was right there. And then his most recent post yesterday was XRP starting to move majorly out of this hidden bullish divergence. Significant bull continuation can be unfolding. So we just got to wait a little bit longer and see, but I could not be more excited for what the hell is unfolding right here. And meanwhile, I know that so many people in the crypto market are just terrified and sad and distraught. And that's not our community right now. It just isn't. And also, I never think it makes sense to be like that anyway, because as long as you're doing this right, meaning like you have broad exposure to the market and then you just wait, that's how you win anyway. It's true of the stock market. And so I knew that of the stock market before I jumped into crypto in 2017. And so I applied very similar thinking to crypto. And I was like, well, I'm just going to buy stuff and I'm not going to sell no matter what, unless it's because it's at a massive profit. And that's that. And so here I am all these years later. My God, it's worth a fortune compared to what I put in. So that is that. And so I see all these people distraught. Well, you could be distraught, or you could just buy stuff and hold, and not a bunch of crap like the meme coins. My God. Nothing against any of you if you're purchasing them. If you know what you're doing, you're willing to take on that risk and gamble a little bit. That's fine. It's not my jam, but if you're into that, fine. But when it comes to investing smart for the long term, it's obviously not meme coins. If you're just doing it for like the short term and that's your jam, that's fine. Some people like to play slot machines at casinos. I don't like to gamble. I don't like slot machines. I don't like any form of gambling at casinos. If people are like me, casinos wouldn't exist. But people want different things, and that is fine. But if you really want to play the smart way, you have broad exposure, a lot of large cap stuff, and because the market already vetted that, and they're like, hey, here's the stuff that we think makes sense. You don't have to think about it as much, and then you just let time play out, and then you win. That's how this works. You don't have to be distraught here, even if you're one of the distraught people. You can just buy and then have a really long-term time horizon, and you'll just win by being more patient than everyone else. Like, that's just how it works. It doesn't mean everything you buy is going to be a winner, but on the whole, my God, I'm telling you, like, the market's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so if you're paying attention to what the market thinks makes sense, the larger cap coins, that's a great starting point, don't you think? XRP's up there for a reason, folks. It has been for its entire existence. It's been live for 12 years now. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.